Tonight on the King Omar Sharif Show, this is part 2 on how to become a leader. Last week we talked about what a leader is. Tonight is all about how to become one. So you know we got a good one for y'all tonight, y'all. Let's talk about it.
Now I see myself in the mirror and I'm not the same. If I don't teach that to my babies, then it's just a shame. I'm on my Michael J, higher than some Billy Jane. I'm on my Prince Wave, I can see the purple rain. Now I can see myself living life very plain. Listen as I put you on a legendary game. Listen as I put you on a legendary game. Listen as I put you on a legendary game. Hang my jersey up like magic, got my worthy up. Mind, body, and soul control made me worthy up. The evil tried to steal me like a burglar, but then I saw his head and started hopping like a hurdler. Ice in my blood, cooler than the state of Maine. Sometimes I don't understand the state of man.
Hello, my beautiful people. I welcome you back to the King Omar Sharif Show, where love and light come together. This show is all about you, your mind, your body, your soul. I believe if we can control those three things, we'll find happiness. All right, y'all, it's been a whole week, and now it's time for part 2 on how to become a leader. And I'm so happy that we're having this conversation because I think that becoming leaders and realizing that we're leaders in our own lives and in our own spaces is very important to recognize, right? It's very important to realize, right? So part 2, here we are. And before we dive in, come on, y'all, be a part of the family, subscribe to the channel. I'm here each and every Tuesday night with more great discussions. And these are all things about us being able to overcome our internal battles. Okay, because once we're able to defeat what's holding us back inside, we can soar, we can reach mountaintops and do whatever it is we want to do in life. And there's no other better way, in my opinion, to do it other than together. Hit that subscribe button, y'all. Be a part of the family. That's love. So let's not hold back anymore. Let's talk about how to become a leader. I believe that becoming a leader requires a certain level of qualities, skills, and behaviors. Because you got to be able to do what? Inspire somebody else. You got to be able to make them want to follow you wherever it is you're going. And please make sure that you're leading them in the right direction. Please make sure that you're leading them in the direction of light. Please make sure that you're directing them in the direction of love. That's going to benefit all of us, all right? That's very important. Now, for me, a great leader has to have that connection with the Creator, okay? Because that should be your foundation. That should be what you stand on. Everybody want to stand on business. I want to stand on the Creator, okay? So the Creator can work on me from the ground up, so I can build myself from the ground up, so I can build my business from the ground up, so I can build my relationships from the ground up, okay? So make sure that your feet are planted in the Creator's seeds, all right? Because the Creator has long ago planted these seeds. Trust and believe. Not all seeds get water. Not all seeds get light, okay? Not all seeds are allowed to have their sun shine. That might have went over somebody's head. I'm the son of the Creator, right? Not all seeds allow the sun to shine. It's over your head. But either way, y'all, you gotta have these great qualities, all right? The next thing I believe that we need to do in our own spaces before we become great leaders, that was the first thing, be rooted, right? The next thing is to be able to reflect on your strengths and your weaknesses. What are you good at? What are you great at? What can you do with your eyes closed? What could you do without really barely even having to think about anything? What can you do without having to go and do research? What makes you you? What makes you great? You want to stand on those things, okay? And make sure that you're making them better. Those are your strengths. Now, another thing to make better is your weaknesses. You want to work on those. So if I have all of these, if I got all this upper body strength, maybe I need to work on my lower body strength because that's where I'm weaker. Be honest with yourself. If you're only doing squats all day and you're not working on your arms and your chest or your core, that's your weakness. So whatever your weakness is, identify it and work on it. Really take your time. Really be a student of yourself. All right? So that's another big thing. Another thing that a leader needs to work on is diving deep into your communication skills and being a voice. Don't be scared to exercise your voice. Not to become a singer, not for karaoke night, but for the people that are around you. So many people don't realize that they're leaders, so they're always looking for that person to tell them where to go because they don't know what direction to go into. All right, so make sure that you're able to communicate clearly what it is that's going on here. Communicate clearly about who you are. Don't be scared to tell people who you are. That's where the trust is developed. Oh, okay. I know what type of person you are. Thanks for sharing that with me. Yeah. So great leaders are very trustworthy and they're open and they share things about themselves. Okay? That allows others to say, man, I didn't realize we had this much in common. Wow, that's really inspirational because you come from the same type of circumstances that I come from. Oh, I didn't know that you didn't have a father in your life. Oh, I didn't know that you had a 16-year-old mother, but you still overcame these obstacles. Oh, you was raised by your grandparents too? Me too. Oh, you dropped out of college too after a year? Me too. Oh, you struggled to get through school? Me too. Oh, you had all these failed relationships? Me too. Oh, you used to be strung out smoking all kinds of weed every day for most of your life? Me too. But with all of the Me Too's and all the things that they can say they have in common with you, once they see you change your life, make that shift in your life, and become an individual that they can actually look up to and say, if you did it, I can do it. That's a good leader. All right? So don't be scared to communicate and open up and let people know your struggles and what it took for you to get to where you are. Because if your stories relate to each other, that's going to inspire the people around you. Another great thing that a leader could do is study other leaders. All right? Think about great leaders that we've had in time, in your communities, anywhere where you could do some research on them. Do some reading, watch some movies, watch some documentaries, do your homework, all right? Because you can learn and see why this leader was successful. We don't have all the answers. I remember when I was younger, my grandfather used to tell me things, and the first thing that I would say to him as a young boy, I know. Hey, make sure that whatever he said, I know. Hey, make sure you, I know, Grandpa. Hey, I know. I don't even know why I was saying that so much. I know, because I really didn't know much about anything. All right? So for some reason in my mind, as a young boy, and probably into teenage years, probably into my young adulthood, probably up until a few years ago when I really had to sit down with myself and I said, you know what? I got a lot of work to do. In order for me to become a better person, I have a lot of work to do. In order for me to learn and do the things that I need to do for myself, I first need to be committed, but then I also need to find other leaders out there that I can learn from. So don't be afraid to say you don't know something. Maybe that's something that should be a more common thing. Being quiet and listening and being a sponge and absorbing. So then at the end of all this learning, we really do know and we can help somebody else. Another great thing that you could do to become a great leader is join a group, get some type of schooling or education on how to have more emotional intelligence. Being in control of your emotions is very, very powerful because somebody is always going to test you. Somebody is always going to make you upset. You don't know where it's going to come from. You don't know when it's going to happen. But when that moment happens, you don't want the moment to overtake who you are. It's like when you're in the ocean and the current just pulls you out further and further and further and further. You don't even realize how far you are away from the shore until you be like, oh, I'm wilding. I'm bugging out. It might be sharks out here. You know, I ain't that good of a swimmer. Let me get myself back on that beach. So it's kind of like that. So you got to prepare yourself for when things don't go according to plan, especially when somebody says something or does something to get you off of your foundation that you normally are standing on. All right. So even though we are constantly trying to grow and be better, you will always be tested to see where your growth has gone. Okay. So make sure that you try to join something. For me, I'm now a master life coach, and being in life coaching school taught me a lot about being empathetic and showing empathy and showing that I care. Okay? And honestly, I do care. Okay? I do care about what somebody's telling me. I do care about what somebody's going through. I do care about helping somebody else get to where they want to be. Because in life, that's probably the real test. We have these imaginations, but the imaginations become stagnant. And the imaginations become nightmares because after a while, you're realizing I might not live this dream that I've had my whole life. I may not get to the point that I want to reach because I've been in this same spot for the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Okay? So we got to be stronger and we got to keep on pushing forward. That's very important. We got to push forward. Say that with me. I will push forward. No matter what, I will push forward. One more time. No matter what, I will push forward. I think I got to do that one more time because I threw the no matter what in after the first one. So one more time. No matter what, I will push forward. All right? Do that for yourself. Do that for your family if you got people that's dependent on you. Push forward. All right? I'll be honest with y'all. I got a lot going on in my life right now, and it can be very overwhelming, to say it nicely. Finances, relationships with people, and you want them to all work out. You know? I don't want to be out here fighting to pay bills and check to check and all that type of stuff. No. I want to get all that in order. So that's why I'm trying to push forward for my dream and not give up. You don't need to give up on you. Say that with me. I will not give up on me. I will not give up on me. I will not give up on me. To bounce off of being empathetic, a part of being empathetic is being an active listener, okay? So a good leader should be able to be an active listener, all right? So if you work on the empathetic part of it, the active listening should be able to follow. Another thing that you could do is maybe take a course in public speaking. If you're not comfortable speaking to others, communicating what it is or how you feel about certain things, take a course in that. How to become better takes schooling. How to become a better individual in whatever aspect of your life it may be in takes work, takes practice. It takes a mentor. It takes another leader to reach back and say, all right, I got you. Come on. I believe in you. Do you want this? Because if you want this, I got you. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want to change your circumstances? Most of the time, we follow the crowd. I don't want to follow the crowd anymore. Okay? I want to lead the crowd in a different direction. Because if all of us are following the crowd going this way, and they ain't going nowhere, we're going to be a part of that. That means I'm not going nowhere. That means you're not going nowhere. But if I can stand in the middle and be like, hold up. Not all of y'all are going to listen to me. Some of y'all will. A lot of y'all going to keep going that way. But those of you that are listening, this is what we're going to do, all right? This is how we're going to make it. This is how we're going to be better. This is how we're going to change our circumstances. This is how we're going to change our conditions. Just listen to me for a second. That's how we're going to do this. Come on and do it with me. Another thing, we've been doing this in school. They've always given us things to solve, problems to solve. You should be able to be a great problem solver because problems are always going to be on the horizon. Something is always going to go wrong. All right? So do things that'll prepare you to be better at problem solving. Okay? Maybe it is figuring out like school problem work type of things. Maybe it is going to some type of simulated course where you have to make decisions on things that go wrong. Maybe that'll sharpen your skills and sharpen your tools in problem solving. All right? Because you got to be resilient. I feel like problem solving and resilience go together. Because if something just slaps you across the face, bang, and you don't know what to do after, it's like, all right, now what? If you're driving on the road and the car breaks down, now what? So you got to work on the now what. What is your now what? That's the problem solving. That's the resilience. Because they're going to happen. Now, what are you going to do about it? All right, the next one is going to be more on the sports side. I used to be a good ball player. I remember my coach many years ago. He hurt my feelings, y'all. I remember it was my first year playing organized basketball, and I was 12 years old, 7th grade. And I used to just play outside on the block, in the park. And I didn't have anybody to help me develop my skills. It was just raw talent, me playing against my boys, going at it each and every day, battling. And, you know, watching them, some of them were better than others. One of them was really, really nice. And it's like, once I got to organized basketball, I had all that raw talent, well, lack of talent at the time. All I did was really hustle. And I remember, I guess, practice was like a little lackadaisical, and the coach stopped everybody and said, y'all get over here. And he was saying, look, y'all need to step it up. Y'all need to be like Omar. He don't know not one play or what he doing out on that court. But one thing that he gives me is effort. He hustles, and he hustles hard. Y'all need to hustle hard. So even though he used me as a motivational piece for the guys that was actually good on the team, because I was coming off the bench at the time, it hurt me to hear, like, man, I got to get better. He out here saying, I don't know nothing. I'm just running around, hustling. Like, come on. I got to be better than that. I view myself as being better than that. So the next year, that summer, oh my goodness, I played against grown men every single day. And it really helped me develop my skills. And that following year, I went from the guy who didn't know the plays or what was really going on the organized court to next year becoming a starter, still on a good team, and making the All-Star game. Then going into freshman year and playing varsity. So the leadership from my coach sparked something in me that made me want to better myself. Okay? And I need you out there to go ahead and don't be scared to say, I need a coach. Because good coaches will bring out the best in you. That's why they have coaches in the NBA. That's why they have coaches in the NFL. That's why they have coaches. Okay? They're there to teach and inspire, reach you, bring the best out of you. And that's what a good coach does. Okay? And I aspire to be a great coach as well. That's love. Another thing that you could do to become a great leader is balance your work life and your personal life. Okay? I believe a good coach or a good leader, right? Coaches, leaders, they're able to have that good balance in life. That way they're not overwhelmed with work or underperforming in their personal space. Okay? So that good balance, okay? That good balance, y'all, allows you to have some peace in your mind and less stress in your life. And less stress is less mess. Okay? And I want to live as clean as possible. We've been living dirty and filthy and mud all over us our whole lives. It's time to clean up. It's time to see that gem and that diamond shine and sparkle inside of you. You can do it. All you got to do is believe. I promise you. And it'll happen. All right, y'all. That's what I got for y'all on how to become a good leader, okay? Just go out there and try to absorb as much information and try to get you a coach. Try to get under somebody who can give you some tools and get you aligned on the path that you're traveling, or an even better path that you don't even realize you're traveling, okay? Those are the best surprises. All right, y'all, let's have some toast time with the king. Last week, I did straight up watermelon juice, and the watermelons were delicious, by the way, I must say, okay? This time, I still had some watermelon juice, but I also added some lemon juice from fresh lemons and a little water to give it some balance. All right, so this one is a little bit more tart. It's not as sweet as last week or how I usually make the juices, but it's still very delicious. So raise your glasses, y'all. We got another toast, a great toast on us being able to not be so full of ourselves where we're saying, I know it all. So full of ourselves to saying, I got more work to do. This toast is to us not being so full of ourselves where we're saying, I don't need a coach, because we all need coaches, y'all. Whatever aspect of your life that you're in, professional, personal, any and everything in between, we need coaching so we can be better. All right? So this toast is just to us being great. This toast is to us becoming great leaders so we can help other people follow a beautiful place that many people will struggle all by themselves to reach. Okay? So this is for the greatness in you. This is for the greatness in me. And this is to us believing in each other that we can do this and be great leaders. Salute. So good. This episode of the King Omar Sharif Show is solely for educational and entertainment purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute for the advice of a physician, professional coach, psychotherapist, or any other qualified professional. All right, y'all, that is it for tonight's show. I don't want to leave y'all, but I got to get up out of here. I got some more things to do. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully you have become in the mindset of recognizing that you are a leader and we got more work to do to become better leaders. All right. Now, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the show, hit that notification bell, like, comment, show some love, share with the people in your life so we all can grow together. And there's so much more to come and so much more to see, like this show and this show. That's love, y'all. Can't wait to see you next week.